It's a fairly common sight to witness humans save animals, and people mostly have no problem going the extra mile to rescue an animal in need. But how often do we see animals save humans? To some people, this might sound strange, but there have actually been thousands of incidences where animals have saved human lives one way or another. So, in this video, we're going to highlight 10 times when animals saved humans. But before we get into the heroics of these animals, be sure to hit that like and subscribe button and tap the bell icon so you stay in the loop with all our newest updates. Gorilla saves little boy. Back in 1996, while visiting the Brookfield Zoo in Chicago with his family, a little boy accidentally fell into the gorilla habitat. This, of course, caused panic as the boy was unconscious, while his parents and other visitors could only stare in fear. But something unexpected happened, as a gorilla named Binti Jua hovered over the boy and took him in her arms. The gorilla cradled the injured boy ever so gently until the paramedics arrived on the scene. This was an extraordinary show of how nurturing gorillas can be, as opposed to the wild and violent images they have. Pitbull saves family from a fire. When a fire broke out at a family house in California, their pit bull named Sasha was the only thing that saved them from getting burned alive. The dog barked aggressively until Nana Chai, the mother of the house, woke up to smoke everywhere. The pit bull went further to even save the baby in the house by pulling her off the bed before the mother could get to her. A heroic deed that shows a clear contrast to the reputation that pit bulls are too aggressive as family pets. Indeed, pit bulls are as loyal and faithful as any dog can be. Pet pig saves owner from having heart attack. Living alone with just herself and her pet pig Lulu, Joanne Altman was very fortunate to have such a smart and dedicated pet. When Joanne suddenly suffered a heart attack and slumped to the floor in pain, Lulu knew something was wrong. After nudging her owner several times with no response, Lulu ran outside, injuring herself in the process. When Lulu finally made it to the streets, she stood in the middle of traffic until a driver stopped to see the injured pig. Lulu then led the stranger into the house, and they proceeded to call an ambulance after seeing Joanne on the floor. Joanne had to have open heart surgery, and the doctors revealed that 15 minutes more and it would have been too late. This goes to show that pigs are a lot smarter than we give them credit for. Dolphins protect man from shark. While attempting to finish up a 17-hour swim across a narrow stretch of ocean, long-distance swimmer Adam Walker was surprised and scared when out of nowhere a great white shark appeared just a few meters beside him. But what was even more shocking was what happened a few seconds later, when a pod of 10 dolphins emerged from the water beside him as well. These dolphins apparently protected Walker from the shark, swimming alongside him for well over an hour until the shark left the area. Coincidentally, Walker was actually swimming to raise funds and awareness for a dolphin conservation nonprofit organization, and it seemed the dolphins could tell he was on their side. Beavers save boy from freezing. While on a fishing trip with his parents in Ontario, Canada, a little boy had to watch something no child should ever witness. While on land, while his parents were out on a boat, the little boy had to watch as the boat tilted over and his parents both drowned. Crying and confused, the little boy tried to walk back to town, but as night was approaching, he was too tired to continue and had to sleep on the cold, hard ground. But, as he slept, he felt a warm, fuzzy animal lay on his back, and when he woke up the next morning, he realized he'd been snuggled by 3 beavers. The beavers had kept him from freezing to death, which most likely would have happened, as temperatures were well below zero that night. Parrot saves his family from fire. It was about 4 a.m. in the early hours of the morning, and Laura Jean Nielsen and her fiancé were woken up by the sound of their parrot, Pearly, making all sorts of noise. As it turned out, Pearly the parrot was trying to alert his owners to the fire that was getting out of control in the laundry room. Fortunately for the couple, the parrot's loud, incessant noises woke them up and they got out of the house in time to call the fire department, that later arrived to put out the flames. Cat saves woman from heart attack. It was a fairly normal day, and although Claire Nelson wasn't feeling too good, she brushed it off and went about her day. But something strange happened as Rusty, her adopted cat, kept jumping on her body and gently pawing at her chest. The cat was howling, and when it became too much, Claire decided to go to the doctor's office and have herself checked out. On her way to the doctor's, she had a heart attack and collapsed at the bus stop. Luckily, she was rushed to the hospital just in time to save her life. She believes Rusty knew something was wrong and tried to warn her, because had she collapsed at home, there would have been no one around to save her. Pride of lions save kidnapped girl. Lions aren't known for passing off on an easy meal, but this pride of lions did the unthinkable. It all happened in Ethiopia, when a 12-year-old girl was kidnapped by a group of 4 men. The men had kept her in captivity for a few days and were planning to sell her off for marriage. But as the police tracked down the kidnappers, they planned to flee with the little girl, but were attacked by a pride of lions. The lions chased the men away, but didn't harm the girl. In fact, they stood guard beside the little girl for hours until the police arrived, and then the lions simply walked away, as if they understood the girl was now in safe hands. Experts believe that the cries of the little girl sounded like that of lion cubs, which made the lions sympathetic to her. Sea lion saves man after he jumped from the Golden Gate Bridge. A victim of mental illness, 19-year-old Kevin Hines tried to take his life by jumping off the Golden Gate Bridge in San Francisco. Miraculously, he survived the impact, but was seriously injured and could barely stay afloat in the freezing water. Suddenly, he felt something bumping him to the surface of the water, helping him to swim in the process until he reached safety. Turns out the animal was a sea lion, and it noticed the man struggling to stay afloat and had the smarts to help him. Whale protects scientist from shark. Whale scientist Nan Hauser was having a pretty normal day in the ocean when she had a weird encounter with a humpback whale. The whale was nudging and bumping her ever so gently with its nose and mouth. Hauser, of course, was scared and confused as she tried to get away from the whale, but it kept coming back to her. It was later on, when she had made it to the surface of the water, that she noticed that a great white shark had been only meters away from her. It appears the whale was trying to keep her safe from the shark, because as long as it was with Hauser, the shark couldn't attack her. There you have it. Be sure to let us know if you've witnessed anything similar down in the comments, and we'll see you soon. Till next time. Bye.